Are you ready to see every Fixer Upper episode ever?
Wow.
Your favorite moments, plus all new episodes.
Oh my God.
The streaming home of Fixer Upper, plus even more from Magnolia Network. Discovery Plus. Stream now for just $4.99.
Murillo.
New at the movies this weekend, Kung Fu Cinema meets the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We'll get a review from Christian Toto of HollywoodInToto.com. It's 11 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper in Chicago. A legal victory for Texas abortion clinics in a narrow ruling handed down today. CBS's Peter King explains.
A Texas judge says anti-abortion groups cannot sue abortion clinics under the state's new abortion law. That law took effect Wednesday. It allows anyone anywhere to sue anyone connected to an abortion in which cardiac activity was detected in the embryo. But Planned Parenthood sued, and a judge has granted a temporary restraining order prohibiting whistleblower suits by Texas Right Life, its legislative director, and 100 unidentified individuals. Peter King, CBS News.
President Biden walked the streets of a hard-hit Louisiana neighborhood today, telling residents he knows they're hurting. Mr. Biden is pledging robust federal assistance to get people back on their feet.
We're Americans, and we'll get through this together.
Pennsylvania's governor has checked out the damage left behind by remnants of Hurricane Ida.
Devastating. It's devastating.
Governor Wolf got his first glimpse of damage in Horsham, Montgomery County, where a tornado swept through for the first time in its history Wednesday evening, spawning massive flooding. It was Governor Wolf's first stop as he toured hard-hit areas of Montgomery County.
We had 500 homes either damaged by the tornado or damaged by flood.
Loss of livelihoods, loss of homes, loss of lives. It's just really tragic.
The governor, flanked by local and state officials, navigated around downed power lines, mangled cars, and downed trees.
That's KYW TV's Natasha Brown reporting. At least 49 people have died in 5 states in the Northeast. Americans have changed their Labor Day weekend travel plans, with many taking shorter trips by car, not plane. CBS's Nancy Chen reports.
I thought it was going to be a lot more crowded, being the long weekend, but it's not so bad.
The surging Delta variant and the CDC's recommendation that the unvaccinated avoid travel has caused many to rethink their plans. COVID concerns caused Peter Monahan of Maryland to cancel his family's vacation to Disney World for the second time.
It sounds like a challenging decision.
Oh, it was. We had a countdown clock and everything going. Delta hit.
The U.S. was removed from the EU safe list, which means quarantine and testing requirements are more likely for Americans traveling out of the country. Hiring slowed in August. America's employers added just 235,000 jobs, far below what analysts had expected. The unemployment rate in August dropped to 5.2% from 5.4% in July. Naomi Osaka tosses a racket, gets booed by the crowd for turning her back to the court and taking too much time between points, and ultimately loses the U.S. Open match to 18-year-old Leylah Fernandez of Canada, who was ranked 73rd. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $700 on average. Call or click today and find out if we could save you hundreds on your car insurance.
It's 11:03. It's Friday, the 3rd day of September, 2021. 65 degrees outside. Down to a low tonight of about 54. Good Friday evening. I'm Del Walters. The top local stories we're following for you at this hour.
Breaking news on WTOP.
That breaking news coming out of Montgomery County, a story you are hearing first here on WTOP. We are just 5 days into the school year in Montgomery County, but already close to 1,000 students and staff have been sent home, told to quarantine. Possible exposure to COVID-19.
By Friday night, more than 40 Montgomery County public schools reported cases where individuals had tested positive for COVID-19. And that triggered cases where entire classes of unvaccinated students were sent home to quarantine. Boyende Onijala, spokesperson for the county school system, said that included 1,000 students and staff members.
We understand the disruption for families, but we have to ensure the safety of our students and staff. And so the next best thing is making sure that they can receive live instruction during their quarantine period.
Dr. Monifa McKnight, the county's interim superintendent, announced updated guidance from county health officials explaining the quarantine period would last 10 days. Frustrated parents said it seemed the school system didn't have a clear policy going into the school year. Heinz Weaver Inc. has a 4th grader at Drew Elementary School.
Until we get them vaccinated, we need to go back to virtual.
Kate Ryan, WTOP News.
New data today showing more and more children are getting coronavirus. The Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association saying child cases have increased 5-fold since the beginning of summer. Close to 204,000 cases just this week, 38,000 new cases for the week ending July 22nd. The Montgomery County Police Department failed to collect and record information of an unknown number of traffic stops for 14 years. The Washington Post reports that could violate state law. Post citing an independent oversight body. The county's police chief saying the data on certain types of traffic stops was not collected until earlier this year, but asserted that the department had not breached state law. Lawmakers and civil rights groups seeking that data amid the ongoing debate over police accountability and racial justice. All those years of complaints about bias in traffic stops. And new this evening, an Annapolis, Maryland man is accused of causing a 3-car crash this morning in Pasadena. But what happened after that crash has him in real hot water with the law.
Anne Arundel County Police say 25-year-old Brandon Tyrell Hardy ran a red light at Mountain Road and southbound Route 10 and caused a 3-car wreck that left some of those involved with minor injuries. Tyrell, instead of sticking around, according to investigators, instead ran off on foot, but police caught up with him and placed him in cuffs at a nearby fast food restaurant. Though the story doesn't end there. He's then accused of grabbing one of the officers in the groin, then biting and spitting on a second officer in an attempt to get away. But he was unsuccessful and arrested for not only the crash, but also assaulting the police officers and for having marijuana and suspected cocaine on him, according to police. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
He was perhaps the most infamous of those who stormed the Capitol on January 6th, the so-called QAnon shaman. Today he had his day in court.
His lawyer said Jacob Chansley had zero criminal history, was not a planner, and was not violent on January 6th. But he says his client does have a personality disorder and wanted to plead guilty to be held accountable as part of getting well. The judge found Chansley competent and accepted his plea to 1 count of obstructing a congressional proceeding. The defense asked the judge to release Chansley before sentencing November 17th. The judge said he'll take it under consideration. Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
And coming up after traffic and weather together on the 8th, we will review Shang-Chi, the Legend of the Ten Rings, with Christian Toto of Hollywood and Toto.com. It's 11:07.
The game is on. Big watch party on the couch. Everyone needs more snacks from 7-Eleven. So what's the play here? Use code DELIVERY for $15 off your first 7-Eleven delivery order. You'll be the MVP of football watching without moving a yard. And your prize shall be all of the wings. 7-Eleven. Take it to 11. Offer ends 11/2/21 with promo code on first order for new customers. $25 minimum. Limit one-time use per customer. Plus tax and fees. Limited delivery area. See 7NOW app for terms.
You're a procurement officer. You dot every I and cross every T because you work in the exactly right world of government contracting.
Peacock is streaming your favorite shows, movies, live sports, breaking news, exclusive originals, and every live WWE pay-per-view. It's The Office, Chris Lee Knows Best, and Peacock original shows like Punky Brewster. Peacock, watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com.
Joe didn't talk to a Mattress Firm sleep expert. And when hunger led him to the deli, Junk Sleep left his wallet at home.
Oh, did I?
Leaving Joe checking every single pocket. Twice. To the frustration of everyone in line. For the type of sleep that makes wallets unforgettable, head to Mattress Firm and unjunk your sleep today.